As you know, the background of the new economic model. The new economic model is supposed to look at Malaysian economic policy and then find a new way to get Malaysia out of the middle income trap. For over let's say 30-40 years, Malaysia has reached a certain level of income, which is called middle income. So we reached it around mid-1995. Since then, our income growth has been quite slow. So we need a new way and sometimes a new policy so that we can grow higher, reach a higher income level. So the NEM has 3 goals. The first goal is high income, to increase from the present 7,000 US per capita to 15,000 US by the year 2020. The second goal is inclusive growth, meaning the benefit of economic growth is shared more evenly by people. So this includes affirmative action and so forth. And the third goal is that our economic growth is sustainable, so that we do not degrade the environment, that we have long and steady growth. So these are the 3 goals. We need to do this because if we don't restructure our economy, we might be left behind because there are new competitors coming in. The government transformation has 6 areas. I know you are a bit confused because there are so many acronyms and so many measures. So basically the government transformation is to reduce crime, to reduce corruption, to have better outcome for education and for the lower income group, and to provide or to improve rural basic infrastructure and to provide better public transport. These 6 areas came about because the government had this process of consultation with a large number of people, and from that process of consultation, they conclude that these are the 6 areas that Malaysians want the government to address as soon as possible. So these are the most important 6 areas. So that's why the government put it on a fast track, and then the process is now done by Pemandu. Well, the definition of a developed country is not just in terms of economic growth. It has other things as well. It has in terms of governance, in terms of environment, and so forth. So if we look at the economic first, the assumption that for Malaysia to achieve developed country status by the year 2020, we must grow 7% per year. And if you look at just the growth rate, we are not achieving that because from the crisis period 2000 and now, our growth for that period from 2000 is below 7%. So until we can increase back the growth rate and have an average growth of 7%, only then we can achieve 2020. But if you look at the current growth rate, I don't think we might need a few more years before we can achieve 2020. So unless we make a big jump for the next 9 years. If I'm not mistaken, 50% of Malaysians are below, I think, 35 years old. So if you stretch the definition of youth to 35, they form a very considerable part of the Malaysian population. And if the youth do not share the vision, do not contribute, I don't think Malaysia can move forward. So it is very important for the youth to help the country because the future depends on them. And I'm glad the youth now, I think, very aware of the situation and wants to contribute. But we have to find a way and how to get the youth to contribute productively, because there are also youth problems in Malaysia. Youth that are marginalized, youth who could not get the education, youth who could not participate. So what we are seeing is sometimes the concern is only about the youth at a higher level, but I think we should also look at the youth at the bottom, because they are equally important. If we cannot lift up the bottom, we cannot move up.